Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry it's so late, but I guess it's good news for those insomniacs out there. So yeah, I was on a trip with my friends and so hey Linux, welcome and salut. Thank you guys for being here. This means a lot. Let's continue, okay, with what we were already doing. I'm probably gonna have some water soon because I didn't bring any because this has been like a bit crazy today. But yeah, okay, so let's just sketch over what we did yesterday. So kind of go over it again. So what we did before was this. So we sketched a ton of things, like random things about vampires and dragons. We did some ideas and we kind of separated them into different categories that kind of mixed well. And then we did some sketches and we selected 4 of those, which are going to go into the next category. Okay, so that's what's going to happen today. So we know that the selected ones are these 4. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge all of these. Photoshop works kind of in different layers. So merging layers makes them become like not as modifiable as they used to be. So let's just do that. I already saved this file with a new date, so it's already March the 8th, which is today. So yeah, let's just keep on working. These are the 4 that we selected. So let's kind of organize them in a friendlier way for our canvas or the space that we're drawing in. Okay. Okay, good. So what I did there was kind of make them larger. Let's go over these that we already selected and what they're about. Okay, so the first one is a person petting a dragon that is kind of shaped as a bat, so it's this gigantic bat. This one is a dragon, kind of a gigantic dragon, again, hanging from the ceiling in the center of a basilica. How do you call it? How do you say that in English? Basilica? Okay, a church, a Gothic structure again, because it's vampires. This one is Charisandra, so it's a a dragon vampire lady kind of being reborn after thousands of years being dead, and the people kind of bowing to her. And this is like a motherly figure kind of feeding baby dragons, which are kind of these worm-like creatures. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So we have these a bit larger. I'm gonna make these 2 kind of fit a bit better. Just OCD in action. Um, yeah, so I'm just gonna delete this so it's a bit cleaner. It's not necessary, but I like it cleaner. And also, you're gonna be able to get these files if you're a patron and stuff. So I like that the files that my patrons get are clean. And even if you're not a patron, you can actually buy these JPEGs and PSDs from ArtStation or from Gumroad. So I like to make them clean just to make that easier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sketch over these. I'm going to maintain the marquee. I call it a marquee, but it's not exactly a marquee. It's like the border of the composition. Does that make sense? There we go. So this is a step further, so I'm going to try to keep it a bit clean. So let's just do this. Let's just do this. Okay. We like that? Yeah, we like that. Okay. There we go. That's the marquee. So now I'm just going to start sketching. So this sketch is probably going to be a bit cleaner than this. So what do you say? Should we just make them all females just because that's kind of the theme of today? Right? Because, I mean, both like inferior options are female, like the ones in the bottom. And these are Yeah, we can just make them all girls, and that's gonna be cool. Okay. My camera just made a weird noise. Are you guys seeing me? Did it just die? Oh no. Okay, let me switch the batteries. I think it died. Let's see if this works. I hope it works. I think I charged these batteries. I don't know why it stopped working. Hang on. Give me a sec and I'll switch my battery so you can see me. Okay. Let's see if it works. Can you guys see me? Is it working again? I'm sorry for that little glitch. I hope it's not too troublesome. Yeah, equals. Agreed. I think it's a bit ridiculous that some people actually believe that there's kind of this giant difference between men and women. And it's weird because I've also, oh good, yay, thank you, Santi. Happy birthday. I hope you had a nice celebration. Okay, so what I want to do with this sketch is I want to make a very proud and kind of strong woman. Okay, so maybe like someone of royalty probably. So she's a vampire and she's also kind of a queen. Let's see if that translates into drawing. I tend to think of vampires as having really long swords for some reason. I don't know if that's kind of Castlevania like drawing into it. but yeah, I'm gonna make this person with a really long sword. Let's make it kind of a rapier. Oh, I like that. I really like that. Okay. So this is how I kind of tend to sketch some shapes. Like female or male, it's pretty much like the same tendency in my case. I prefer drawing females. I think it's the shape is, I like the female shape a lot, so I enjoy it way too much for me not to draw it. But let's make it kind of this long skirt, but also make it with some protection, like it's like she's a knight of some sort. I would like that as well. Yeah, why not? And this is like a whole piece. I'm probably going to change the composition a little bit. Okay, just because the proportions are probably not like correct straight away as soon as I sketch them. The proportions are going to change a little bit probably, but okay. So she's kind of a Templar Knight, but she's actually a vampire, which is kind of the opposite of Templar Knight. Okay, that's pretty cool. And I like the long hair, so let's just make this long hair. Oop, I'm going to make this softer opacity just so I still have some information on the proportion in the legs. Okay, guys, so how was your Monday? Was it good? Did you rest? Did you work a lot? Did you have fun? Was it tough? How are Mondays for you guys usually? Because mine are usually a bit slow, but they're okay. This one was actually particularly fun. Okay, one other thing that I'm going to do is to the marquees, I'm going to make our little division. So I'm going to use the brush that we did last time, so this one. Although it's not as clean as I would like, I'm going to use it just to get the thirds right. And I'm going to erase them probably as soon as I'm done using them. Okay, so this is it. Let's just reduce the opacity a bit, and this is our main character. I'm going to pull her a bit down so she's actually like cutting the frame like that. Does that make sense? Okay. And now let's continue with, actually, let's subdivide these thirds. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add these, but in a different color. So red. And because these sketches are a bit more specific, I want them to start working with the composition. So this is a composition by thirds, and this is like a subdivision of those thirds. Ooh, I'm sorry, I just hit the camera there. Okay. Oh, let's merge these two. So it's a subdivision. So it's basically just playing the game, but in a smaller, how do you call that? Like yeah, more specific size than before. Okay, let's see. Yep, this is the one that I was using. Okay. So now let's keep going. I think it's nice that the nose is down here, so I'm probably gonna like lower all the dragon part that was there. Okay. And I'm still gonna make it kind of a bad shape. Mm. And it's, well, happy and stuff to be pet, I guess. It's nice to be pet from time to time, I guess. A bit too much, maybe? Okay, so let's just use these as subdivision. So I'm just gonna switch the ears a bit. See if they still work. I hope they still work. Sometimes bats have these things in the air, it's like little curvy parts. Okay, good. And let's just do this as if it's its arm. Sometimes I like adding these strong shapes inside the composition. And these, this is its backbone. Oh, there's little insects in here. They're following me. Okay. So it's a bit skinny, and I like that as well. I like skinny animals for some reason. Like the fact that they're skinny for some reason talks about agility in some ways, but also like danger, like they're closer to death for some reason. Yeah, let's just do that as well. I think that maybe like it puts its hand down and it kind of curves its own fingers. So I'm thinking that these are kind of its main fingers, like the two sharp nails on it. And then this is its hand. But its tiny fingers are actually what composes the rest of the wing. So something like this and something like this. Thinking something like that, and maybe it has a thumb as well. But its hand, it probably goes this way. Like it's stretching, like it's going into down dog position, like in yoga. But it's a bat. Okay, I like that a lot. And let's do the curvy tail thing, because I like it. And still, let's do some of the vertebrae in the back. Yeah, this is pretty neat. I like it. Okay, this is way more detailed than our previous sketch, but it's a good way to get that idea out. And I'll need a bit more reference here, probably, on the shape of these. And also, I'm probably going to try to make this into a bit more of a reptilian kind of creature. So yeah, something like that, probably. Okay. And let's just suggest some sort of face features, just to start getting a certain notion of it. Okay, good. So this is our final sketch. Yeah. So these two. Bloop, bloop. Let's remove this one. Yeah, okay. So with this one, with this next one, I'm not going to use exactly this way of composing because it's a centered composition. So right here, our focal point is the main character, like her. But on this next one, and that's why like the thirds are actually broken into these four different places. But for this one, these thirds don't really make much sense for a centered composition. So what I'm going to do is a bit different. So I'm still going to use this like brush that we made. And I'm also going to use it in red so I can kind of ignore it a bit better. But what I'm going to do is, whoa, no. Make it centered. I've actually never done this, but I'm guessing it makes sense. Let's just check it out, see if it works, because in my mind it makes sense. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and that's it. But those are my quadrants now. Let's just keep on sketching. My dad, he's been like really focused on helping me, and that feels super nice. And he's a photographer. He's a super great photographer. So he actually took some pictures of amazing churches around the world, mainly in Colombia. So this is one of the pictures that he took. Let me show you. So this is a kind of a 360 shot, like going all around. And I think this one could help us with a background at least. Let me show you another one because there's a ton of different ones. He took, let me show you one of these. There's some details that are pretty cool. Okay, so this is another one that he took. And I think it works for perspective's sake. Let's say to do this and then make it symmetrical. So this is the background, but I'm probably going to use that in a bit, okay? So right now, let's just focus on the sketch. So this is sketch number 1. So let's rename them. And this is going to be sketch number 2. Okay. let's go with this, and let's go with black. Yep, okay. So, okay, I'm gonna show you an easy way to make like a vanishing point. I think that's how you call them. So it's with a polygon, and ooh, this has changed. So let's see if it works. Yeah, okay. So these are the settings, but it's basically making a star, like with a lot of different points, and then making the center points really close to each other. So that's how like Photoshop can make these. It's a bit cheating because it's not meant to do that, but there we go. So I want to make this composition like really, really centered. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make it into bitmap and also make it into a color so I can ignore it when I want to and I can see it when I want to as well. So yeah, that color. It's an ugly color for some, but yeah, let's just try it out. Oh, and I have to make the other one, so hang on. This can get complicated real quick if you kind of are addicted to it. Okay, I'm trying to make these lines fit into the columns that I had previously sketched. They're not going to fit exactly, but and I'm going to invert these so they're actually green. Okay, there we go. Good enough. So let's keep on sketching. I don't want to like put too much time into this sketch if it's not gonna go into like into the final image. So that's why I'm not trying to make these perfect. But once I have these, I'm probably gonna, if this image kind of goes through, oh, the other thing we can do is activate symmetry. Hang on. So with symmetry, what we're doing is we're drawing simultaneously on both sides, okay? Just like that. So let's see. That way we can save us a bunch of time, like sketching and whatnot. I think this is a bit forced perspective, but let's see if it works. I hope it works. And let's just make this higher because it's Gothic. It's not supposed to be Roman. So yeah. Ooh, that looks ugly from this angle. Hang on. There we go. That makes a bit more sense. And this doesn't really make that much sense. Hang on. I'm starting to feel some of the probable mistakes that I'm going to make in the future. So I'm trying to avoid those from the get-go. And it's tough, but with symmetry, it makes it all so much simpler. Like it's so cheap and so quick. I really like working with symmetry, especially for symmetrical things. Okie doke. So that's good enough. Let's see if the characters and stuff are probably going to be a bit later that we start making them. So okay, that kind of works. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What did I just do? Okay, there we go. Let's just make these subdivisions kind of symmetrical as well. And let's make some little windows here that actually fit with those. Okay, good. Then we're going to erase this probably and just go with the dragon shapes. Okay, so I'm going to make some columns here. Some triple columns, just like these that we have up front. Whoa, they're probably going to be a lot lower. So this is all very kind of structured things from Symmetry and getting things right in the space. But again, I'm not gonna dedicate that much time into it just because I don't know if this is gonna be the final image yet. So I just want enough for it to solve certain problems, but I need it to kind of inform me of probable problems in the future, like really early on. And that's basically what this is doing, which is telling me that these columns are actually wrong. So that's useful. So I'm gonna have to redraw the whole thing. If I do this image, I'm probably gonna go into Blender and do some 3D stuff. And I really like doing that for these kinds of images, just because like usually basilicas and all these shapes are kind of really complex. And Blender really excels, or 3D programs in general, excel at doing these things really quickly. Oh, I can't see your comments. Hang on. No. Okay, guys, let's see. Okay, so let's just keep going. Okay, good. That works as a sketch. So let me show you that without the colors and stuff. There we go. Yeah. So let's keep going and let's sketch the dragon. So for now, I'm gonna do this with a mask just because I don't know what I'm gonna need and like stop needing. But I'm thinking it's all of these things that are behind it and a bit of that. Yeah, about that. Good. I want it to be symmetrical in silhouette, so I'm just going to draw this and try to make it symmetrical, but then I'm going to deactivate it and keep on drawing from that. So right here, I still need the guides though. I still need these. There we go. So I can make this creature super symmetrical in position as well, like its head and stuff is also centered. So I want to have horns. I want it to be spiky for some reason. Mm-hmm. And to have its neck kind of articulated. So this is also its neck, and it has its muscles. Okay, something like that. Maybe one of these wings is actually like cutting over it, so that's what describes as the wing, like the shape of the wing. And the other one goes to the other side. And maybe it's being wrapped by its own tail, but on the other direction. Let's see if that works. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. Let's just leave it like that. If we select it, then I'm going to work on it a bit further, obviously. But for now, this is good enough. It's hard to know when to stop because it's so fun, usually. Okay, and two characters trying to kind of just meeting this dragon for the first time, probably. Okay, this works. Good enough. So sleepy, yeah, you should be. You must be tired. Thank you, Danny. Thank you for being here as well. I know it's tiring for you guys. If you want to go to sleep, then you should totally go to sleep, obviously. It's okay. I would completely understand. It's late. I know it's late. I'm sorry for being so late, guys. I'm just going to do this a little bit more sketchy. And I want these columns to have this shape, kind of how the tail goes around him. So I'm just going to draw this so I can remember later on. Okay, good. So let's keep going with this little person right here. We can use the same geometry as in the one before because it's also symmetrical. Okay, and let's start a new layer called Sketch 3. Oh, the dragon is sleeping. Yeah, it's like all snoozy. It's like a question mark. Like, is it sleeping? Okay. Let's use this symmetry just to get the shapes around her kind of like good enough, but not to define her as much. Because I want her to be very, like, her pose should be perfect because she's kind of the center of attention. So I want this place to be quite cool, but not as large as the other place. I don't want it to be gigantic. I want it to be just big enough. So let's just make a second set of columns here. And here. And yeah, that's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. Okay, so right in the back, we're going to do this kind of triple circle that's very Naruto, but it's also very gothic. Yeah, let's just do that once and again and once and again. And with this centered one, should have a bit more of a window. Yeah, something like that is good enough. Okay, so yeah, gothic. And these are round, and that's about it. And there's probably some chairs for people to sit because it's also kind of a meditation place, I believe. Like that's how it feels to me. So yeah, and this is like this. This is kind of the plaza that this is all going to happen in. And we can find some other, like some cherubs. How do you call that? I don't remember. But yeah, sculptures and stuff. And also the ceiling, it also has these things, has a subdivision. Yeah, that's good enough. Maybe there's some statues here, but they're kind of shorter than what we would expect of a Gothic sculpture. Okay, that's good enough space for me. So let's keep going. I'm gonna mask this out. Ooh, hang on, what's going on? Oh, maybe it's symmetry. Maybe it doesn't work with that. Let's see. Oh, I was doing it with the wrong color. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm just masking this. So in that way, if I draw with a white, then that reveals it back. And that's kind of what's going on. Maybe candles? Ooh, yeah, let's draw candles as well. Let's do that. I'm gonna draw some candles, but just in a bit. I need to get her shape first, and then I'm gonna draw the candles. Okay? Thank you for being here, Danny. Okay. Okay, I want her to be kind of slender and also, but kind of tough in a way. So let's see how we can do that. Okay. So it's probably the same shape of ants that I was using before, but I don't want her to be kind of so thin that she disappears. I don't really want that at all. I want her to be kind of strong, you know, like stable. I want her to have very strong legs. And a good back. Okay, I like that. Should we support that? Should we support like these kind of thingies? I'm not sure. Let's just leave it like that. And I remember that she was kind of part dragon, part vampire. Do you remember that? Couldn't miss a family-friendly vampire dragon. Yeah, totally. And they're supposed to be dragons, so she's supposed to also have like a relationship to fire. I'm guessing. So candles are just the thing, Danny. Thank you for that suggestion. I don't want to lose control with the breasts because I usually do. Like I usually go too large, and I don't want to do that with this one. Okay, but I like this, and I'm kind of going to do a little veil over her. So I like this kind of reverse virginal thing that's going on. So she's a vampire, but she's also kind of adored by people. So I really like that. So we can use symmetry for this, I guess. Yeah, about here, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's perfect. So her wings are now completely like open. So I like the fact that they feel like hands are kind of grabbing her. Does that make sense? What do those mean? I don't know what you mean when you put that Bob Ross over there. But I'm supposing that's a good thing. Okay, and again, there we go. Yeah, I'm just gonna center her a bit more, just because I like that. I'm probably gonna reduce her size a bit in the composition. So also these fit, like this makes sense. I really like that. I like that a lot. So let's keep going with the sketch. Let's add the people on the bottom, kind of praying to her. And these are also going to be hella sketchy. Oh, they're not supposed to be symmetrical. They're going to be everywhere and they're going to be around her. So it could be symmetrical, but it's not necessary. I'm thinking that it's better just to have like random people. Like they're not as organized as they should be. And they're probably going to be praying or something. So they're wearing hoodies just because they're like me. And yeah, I'm probably just going to use this exact shape that I already drew before. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Okay, so now that we're done with that, let's like recover what we undid with our mask. So here, let's just reveal the parts that we kind of erased. And they're gonna fit so perfectly. Oh my god, it's like magic. Oh my god, it's amazing. It's amazing. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, it fits like a glove, baby. There we go. Okay, so I can call that sketch done probably. I'm gonna do some, oh, nope, nope. I'm gonna do something else up here and is just add another person here. So we don't have all of these lines that kind of throw us outwards, because this line is throwing us outwards, and I don't want that much. So I'm just gonna erase a ton of things here, and I'm gonna make another person here, like on the really up close. And I'm gonna do probably something very similar up here. Yeah, and that way kind of it redirects us into the image. Okay, I really like that image. I really like this. Nice voice. Thank you. I guess I'm just too tired to limit myself. Okie doke. So now we have this area that's very similar to this one, but I'm guessing it's a bit smaller. Does that make sense? It's also Gothic, but it's one of these side areas. Like it's not one of the main areas where people are reborn. It's just like a really tranquil place that no one really goes to. That's what I'm imagining. So let's go with that. Should we do that with, no, not really. I'm guessing the polygon, like the compositional sketch that we are going to use is probably similar to this one. Let's see if it works. Let's flip it around. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to change the composition a little bit, probably. So, but I kind of like that. Let's see how it works, because maybe what I'm doing is I'm kind of contradicting myself. Let's see if this works. There we go. Yeah, I was kind of shooting myself in the foot. So let's just keep going with this. Okay, so I want this person to be kind of really chill. So I really want that kind of either one-handed tension, like she's kind of laying on one hand and kind of stretching it outwards, or maybe just like really comfortable, you know, like self-supporting and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try the side one first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something like that. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's probably gonna look a bit better in a second. And I know if it's normal if you don't understand it yet. It's not meant to be. Okay, so this is what I mean by like self-supporting. Like her hand in the back is kind of holding her up while she's feeding them. Like it's something that takes patience. That's kind of what I want to like communicate with this image. And I don't want her to be overly sexualized. Like it's like she's beautiful, but she's not sexy necessarily. So I just want her to be a nice A nice little companion to these baby dragons. Something like that. I'm just gonna erase this. Oh, this arm is way too long. Yeah, something like that. Does that make sense? Does that look nice? She feeding her baby dragon. So cute. Yeah, totally. Exactly. Like it's supposed to be something nice and easygoing. Like showing the nice side of vampires. Does that make sense? Like it's because she's a vampire. Like she has to do some stuff that she's not very happy to do. But she's already there, so she's kind of already in the middle of it, and she's kind of doing the best she can to just be a nice person in this universe. And she's probably yeah, I like the fact that she's kind of very elegant and royally in some way, like her clothes kind of fall to the side and whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to design that if we choose to have this image stick. Okay, good. Now there's this subject, chill vampire, like Jim Jarmusch movie. I don't know, like I've heard about Jim Jarmusch, but I don't know. I've never seen a movie like with that. I'm sorry. I suck at references. I'm sorry. Um, and I want this to be a very kind of private scene for some reason. Like it might be someone kind of looking at this person from afar, you know? Not from afar, but from inside the darkness. Like I want us to be that kind of creature that's lurking. And it's an old place, so it also has a ton of plants and a ton of greenish kind of things growing and stuff. Okay, so let's see, because this is one. Let's suppose this is the center of the circle, and this is one. There should be two columns. So one over here, because I want it to be three based, like based on three. So this is the column, and that's where all the little dragon, like baby dragons, are going to come out of. And then there's this column. Let's just erase this. This doesn't make sense. And that's the third column, yeah. And this is the center. Yeah, something like that. It works. I'm thinking about these being kind of stepping stones. So it's like this circle with a little step downwards, and that's kind of where rain falls. The movie's called Only Lovers Left Alive. It's really nice. Okay. I'll add it to my list. Hang on. I'm just going to take note because I usually forget these things. Only Lovers Left Alive. So you tell me it's about a chill vampire? Is that it? Like, does that happen? Or what happens in the movie? I mean, I don't mind for spoilers, but I know people do, so just watch out. Just no spoilers, please. Or maybe I'm the only one who hasn't watched it. That's also very probable. Okay. Hmm, I want this to be like the statue. let's see, I'm kind of subdividing this. So it's not as, like it's going to be a bit repetitive, but I like repetitive. So yeah. And also it makes things look a bit taller, and for Gothic things, that is a plus. And I like the fact that there's windows back there. Yeah, okay. About two chill vampires, or lovers, they are lovers, who live in modern era and try to live calmly, but human blood is poison to them due to our habits. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Like just because we eat so much like fat and hamburgers and stuff, like it's bad for them now? Like the so they can only like hunt hippie people that are vegans. That sounds pretty cool. I would like to watch that. I'm gonna watch it. So here I'm just sketching some plants around here. Okay, so we can tell that it's a place of life, even if it's a like vampire kind of shrine. It's a place where a lot of things thrive and live, and it's a comfy place. I like this image because it's kind of contradictory in that sense, like vampires but being cool and stuff, and that feels nice to me, you know, like I really like that notion. Okay, so now to the hard part, because what we need to do here are baby dragons that are like larvae, and that's kind of my idea. And it's kind of complex because I haven't never done anything like that. So I'm just going to sketch one here and leave it as a sketch. So I like the fact that they're chubby. As we all know, I like chubby stuff. Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton are the chill, cool vampires. Tilda Swinton. I know I've heard about Tilda Swinton, but I suck at references and names. I'll watch it and I'll let you know what I think, because I really suck at these names. Okay, so I'm thinking like these gigantic heads, and probably their horns haven't developed yet, so they're kind of curvy, but not yet out there. And their wings are also kind of underdeveloped, so they're probably back here. And maybe some of them kind of protrude a little bit. Let's just do them like this. And they probably have like a lot of pointy little things up here in the front. And they're very slobbery. So they just have this, like their underbelly is soft as hell. I like those dragons. They're like so cute. They're ugly cute, but they're cute. You're not showing the drawing, by the way. What? Oh my God. Have I been like this all the time? I'm so sorry. I must have pressed something. Thank you, Lenny. Jesus, I've been drawing like this all this time. I'm sorry. Thank you about that. How long has it been like this? Jesus. Okay, so I don't know if you saw this sketch. Oh my God. Okay, so this was the sketch I was drawing. I hope you watched it. Like, I hope you could see it. I'm sorry about that. And this is the little dragony things that I'm like the baby dragons. Okay, this is what I was imagining. So they have these, like from the front, they're probably going to be something like this and flat. And can you see this now? I'm sorry. I can't believe I wasn't showing this. So I'm thinking that's something like this. Okay, good. Thank you. Such a mess. Okay. So this is how they look from up front and from back. So let's just tag that front and back. Okay. That way we have this kind of idea a bit better. They're so cute and they must be so hungry. So let's make this into smart objects so they don't lose any resolution. I'm just gonna put them down here so I can kind of ignore them. And let's start sketching some of those. So I'm gonna reduce the opacity so I can kind of ignore it again. Kind of ignoring things is kind of the base kind of the kind of thing that I do. Because you need this notion of the whole image, but you also need specificity from time to time. So making things ignorable is essential. And also having them on hand is pretty cool, is pretty necessary. Okay. I can't believe I wasn't showing this image. I want to know how long it was that it wasn't showing anything. Was it too long? How long ago was I just at it? I'm probably going to try to make them look a bit scarier as well, like as soon as I get to sketching them, like a bit better, if I get to sketch them. But right now, we don't know if this is the image that's going to be chosen, so let's just keep it like that. This one is probably going to be a bit more mature than the others, so it has like little hands. No, hands are too much. But its wings are probably going to be a bit like spread to the side, and that way we know that they're kind of dragons. So it's almost telling a story, like showing different moments of these guys' lives. So yeah, there you go. But still slimy as hell. Like a couple of minutes much. Okay, good. That's better than, you haven't even shown the first image today. I thought it was like an hour or something. I don't know when I changed that. I have no idea how I did that. Okay, thank you for letting me know. That's really cool of you. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. And let's do something like this. Okay, and slime everywhere. Okay, good. So there we go. That's kind of the sketch. Let's just make this all the way up like opaque. And again, with the mask, I'm gonna hide what's behind. Okay. This is a non-destructive way of going about things. just because I can recover all of this information whenever I want. Until I merge it down. And when I merge it down, then everything is going to be lost. Okay. There we go. So that's the image, like the fourth sketch. Apply that stuff, please. Okay, so there we have the 4 sketches. Can you see them? So we have the first one, which is a person kind of petting this gigantic bat thingy that I really like. I like the second one as well, which is a dragon. It's a very sleepy dragon, and it's a vampire dragon, so it's been like asleep and dead for a long time, and it's prone to like become awake soon, probably. The next one is kind of this creature that has been reborn. Oh, we forgot her tail. She had a tail, remember? So I'm just gonna do this, the roundy thingy. I'm gonna do this just to remember that this is a tail, okay? But that's probably not gonna be the final shape. Let's just do it like this. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, so there we go. She has a tail now. And the last one is this like vampire mommy kind of feeding her kids, her dragon kids. So we have 4 of them, and I'm gonna sketch some colors. After that, we're probably gonna vote. Okay, so stay here, please. Let's just make them into a smart object. So sketches. There you go. For this, we don't need the like the proportions or anything. So let's just do this and make it comp thirds. And here, let's just make this comp ninths. Polygon and polygon. I don't think this is necessary. And French trace, this is already old school stuff. And this is dragon spawn sketches. Marquee. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this and this as well. There we go. Okay, so we have a way cleaner image now. So let's keep going. Let's do some colors now. So we get to vote? Yeah, sure. Of course you get to vote. You get to choose which image we go with. Although my vote usually counts as like 9 votes of you guys. So in the end, I kind of choose. But yeah, you choose, of course. Okay, so I like this tone for this one. I think this one should be a bit, whoa, no. I think this one should be a bit darker in a sense. So I'm gonna go with this yellowy stuff that's a bit more neutral, something like that, like warmer gray colors. With this one, I like the fact that it's kind of in an open place. No, but let's save that for this one. So let's go with this kind of really saturated blue for this one. Still going for number 2? Nice. Yeah, I like number 2 as well. I like number 3. I'm kind of falling. No, I like them all. This is so hard. Okay. So this one, she's being reborn from the ashes, so she's probably gonna be a bit like in the reds and stuff. So let's just go with that. Okay, so these are base colors that I'm like putting down just to get a feeling for what colors I'm gonna sketch with. So this is probably not gonna be so like as final as I would like it, but let's just do some highlights over this and see if that kind of inspires us to go somewhere. Okay, let's contrast that with a bit of her pale kind of demeanor. Let's see. And her dark garb and hair, probably. And the bat is also going to be dark as hell. So let's just keep going with this. See how long we can do it. These are very general colors as well, so I'm not going to go into very specific ones, probably. But I do know that I want this to be kind of a strong red, so it's kind of the light within the ear. So something like that. And in that sense, I want this guy to have some red in him. Or girl. It's probably a female bat. And also that works for some parts of the wings. Like they're very fleshy. And that works for contrast with our blues. Okay, so let's keep going with this kind of color. Do you want this to be really dark, like a bit Rembrandt kind of lighting? I would like that. Yeah, let's do that. What the hell? And that way we can study Rembrandt as well. That would be interesting. Would you like that? Would you guys like that? Number 3 is your favorite. It's scary. Yeah, it's scary as well. Like I would imagine her being like so freaking powerful. Like there's nothing that would stop her. I really like that. Okay, so we have almost no color left. So let's just bring some of that back. So I'm thinking that she has this armor and it's also bright as hell. So let's just go with that. Like she's in shining armor, quite literally. And her sword is also shining. And we have some reflection of that from different places in our creature. I like that, but it's not killing me right now. Like I really want to love it. So let's just do some of this. And I'm going to bring some light back in. Yeah, that's way better. Let's see what happens if it's saturated a bit. Yeah, it looks nice. Okay. Let's keep it like that. Okay, hang on. I'm just playing with colors, see what I like. I like this actually. I like that a lot. Okay. This actually makes me want to do this image just because of that color. But okay, good. We're happy with that. I'm happy with that. Let's keep going with number 2, the sleeping dragon. So we have this, and I want this to be kind of gold and black. So the lights in the back are going to be our guides. I think my voice is fading away. I really, really, really like that. Let's keep going. What the hell? Okay, so it's just like the rim light of this guy. I'm obsessed about this. Oh my god. This looks pretty cool. Okay, let's take it up a notch. Nope, the other way. There we go. Okay, that looks nice. Let's just go with this a bit so we can have some frontal color, some reflections of sorts. Yes, I like this so much. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be so hard to choose. Okay. So I'm gonna darken some things up here up front. I'm gonna darken this as well. Oh my god, it's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so tough to choose. It's looking so good. I really want this image now. Oh, I know. Okay, some candles and stuff, just like Dania requested. And some slight reflection from those candles, maybe. And a ton of candles, probably, like all about the place, right? But we can make them a bit brighter as well, like the ones in front. Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens when we mess a bit with the levels, because I think this could benefit a bit with that. Okay. That's too bright already. Yeah, that's about enough. Okay. Let's just leave it like that, and let's darken this a bit more. And make this guy's kind of first contrast. Yeah, I like that image. I think that's good enough. Fire! That looks too scary. You expect to wake up at any moment. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Like you don't really know when it's gonna wake up. I really. Let's see if we can actually make these shine a bit more, like the ones on the back, also. And that way we can. Yes. Oh my god. Okay, let's make this. I think this black is a bit out of control, so let's just recover some of it. There we go. Good. I like that image quite a bit. Let's keep going with this one then. Okay, this one is like full on Satan. So let's just do that. Okay, so I'm doing the windows first because they're kind of the source of light in the background. There we go. Down here probably. I'm thinking about everything being on fire, you know, like it's, well, not everything, because then there would be nothing. But kind of this idea of her being surrounded by these warm lights. Yeah, I really like this as well. It's so tough. Okay, but the good thing is you guys are going to help me choose, because I can't just choose everything myself. This is too hard. I really like these all. I really like them all. It was a bit too strong. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Let's just add one layer of that, like, brightness in the back, so she kind of pops. Okay, let's keep going. So I'm gonna darken these guys in the foreground. It's gonna be quite simple, I hope. So this guy and this guy are the darkest. And then we're going to start darkening these guys every step of the way. And she's going to be a bit darker, but not too much. Lady Satan's cult. Yeah, totally. It looks so dark. I love it. That's good. That's so good. Oh my God. Yep, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. How about we add some lights from the sky that are actually like almost sickeningly yellow, like this. Let's see how that works. Something like that. And these guys are also going to be covered in that, probably. Well, not covered in it, but kind of showing some reflections of it. Okay, let's see if that works as red or maybe blue. Wow, that's a strong contrast. I actually like the yellow. I don't mind it that much, but let's reduce the opacity a bit. Yeah, something like that. Let's see if this works. I also want this to be, again, like the idea of it being fleshy and kind of transparent and stuff. I really like that in Bat Wings. I think that's kind of the whole purpose of the Bat Wings, is like showing the fleshiness of them all. Okay, let's make these guys a bit darker, because I think we're kind of losing depth a bit. Let's just do this, and this, and this, and this. I'm not convinced by this yellow. I think I'm gonna make it blue. Ooh, yeah. Oh my god. It's gonna be so cool. So it's like the light is showing up like from above her. Does that make sense? It's such a complex light scenario, but the idea is that the light is showing up through this like hole in the sky and stuff. So these guys are shining like bright in the night. Oh, I really like this. I really, really like this. I can maybe make this shine a bit brighter. I'm using like all the freaking colors right now. But okay, let's just do it, whatever. Ah, I really like this image. Jesus. It has a lot of power to it. Okay, so let's just keep going. Let's do this one, which is the last one. I want this to have some grays as well. So let's just do this and have some grays. And I'm thinking that all of these are grays probably. Oh, let's just merge this down. I'm gonna go with soft brush. Like I know I haven't been using it, but I just, yeah, something like that. I think that's faster than going layer by layer. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of the light that I want. Let's just make it a bit more saturated and bright. So there we have it. She's kind of shining bright there. And these are also shining bright. Just like this 5/6 p.m. kind of light. Like the golden hour, I think that's like my dad calls it. Let's make this a bit darker. What is going on? Oh, there we go. I was drawing on the wrong line. Let's make this a bit darker. Let's keep going with the darkness. And soft brush. What? Okay, I don't want that to be that magical. I want it to be magical, but not that magical. Okay, let's reduce this a bit so there's kind of some light showing through these windows, and that way we have an excuse to show these silhouettes. And let's add green, right? Because this is supposed to be very green. So let's just do it almost like here. Yeah, that should read the screen. Okay. Yeah, I like this. That's cute. It's cute. Okay, so I want these guys to be kind of a flesh color as well. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna go the cheap way. So I'm just gonna make them like fleshy colored because I want them to be kind of red dragons in the future. So I'm imagining that this could be their base color. And They could also have a bit of white some places, like they're not entirely, like over here in the back. They haven't developed entirely, so they're still a bit white. And some places are actually redder, so let's just go with that. Okay, as a sketch, that works great. Just if we reduce the opacity, so it kind of fits with the color. Let's just do it the other way. There we go. And let's just place this in color, see what happens. No, let's just keep it normal and reduce the opacity. So yeah, you can see like I'm really bizarre which just goes so quickly. Do you think of them as you sketch? Yes, yes I do. Right now, like this is the process that I'm following with this one. So yeah, I'm just going with Notion. So it's like I'm imagining these colors. Even when I was sketching before, like in the previous step, I was already thinking of color conditions that would be good with this image. But it's not like I already chose them. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, it's more like it's colors that I want to work with, that I have in my mind constantly, like, ooh, this lighting condition is nice, and I think we can do something interesting with it. But it's not like I already chose it and I've already done it as soon as I sketch. I'm going about with it. For example, with this one, I had no real like notion of what I wanted. I wanted it to be very classical looking because it has that kind of idea of like that depth of character. Does that make sense? Like it's a portrait of sorts. So I really wanted that, but I didn't know which colors to go with, like very common colors or with something a bit more like this. And I think this could be cool with a Rembrandt kind of approach. So yeah, let's reduce the opacity of this. Yeah, okay, let's keep going. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to darken some parts so it's like a higher contrast because she's in the dark, right? She's not entirely. And so are these guys. So they're coming in from the dark. So I want some of these reflections to go in here. That's just enough for me to remember. And I'm not that good with colors. So if you notice, I have no idea how to do this like in my mind unless I just reduce the opacity and kind of play with it a bit. But other than that, I'm not really good with colors. So let's see what we can do here. And that's why I wanted to kind of study colors before, like with the study session with the movies and stuff. I wanted to study colors precisely because I'm not that good at it. So I just want to learn, and the best way of learning is kind of, I think, kind of throwing yourself into the river and seeing what happens. And there's also a ton of these things that kind of help you out with colors. Okay, I like that, but not as saturated. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. Okay, Okay, just because we have some very basic colors here, I wanted to do something like that, like very highlighty kind of thing. And what we can do is she has this food in her hand, but I don't know which color it is. And we have a lot of like blues and purples. So I'm just gonna push it a bit towards the red and make this element kind of the central idea of it, and maybe them having some spots with the same color. And that way we kind of can tell that they're spots, they get them from the food. Maybe that's a different narrative, but I like that narrative. And the slime is also pretty important, so I just want to make it kind of visible. Okay, there's something missing here. What do dragon vampire babies eat? I'm not sure. I'm thinking they maybe eat longaniza or something like that because it's filled with blood and also spice. So I'm thinking that that could be it. I don't know. So they all come from Zutamarchan. Basically, that's the truth, but nobody wants you to know. And that's the name of this video now. So it's full on clickbait. Yeah. Okay. And when I don't know what to do with colors, what I do is the following thing. So I kind of select this and I duplicate it. So I have the basic one. So all of these are safe, but this one I'm going to experiment with. Morcilla, yes, blood sausage, exactly. That's it. Let's go with layers. Come on, layer. And so this, what it does, it kind of replaces some colors with other colors. So it does stuff like this, which I like, but not that much. Okay, there we go. Something like this could be it. Let's see if it works. Okay. So this is a way to kind of unify color a bit further. So yeah, there's a ton of difference, but it kind of makes the image way more cohesive. And I like that. I like that a lot. Let's just reduce this a bit. So there's like a softer transition into it. Yeah, I like that. I like this image now a bit more. So it used to be this way, well, sorry. It used to be this way and now it's this way. So it's a bit of a difference, but there we go. And now I'm gonna experiment a bit with variations of those colors. I actually like this way more. Make it like super green and super vibrant. Yep, that's the winner. We have a winner. Okay. So let's just merge all of those because I don't need all those explorations all the time. And I'm just gonna erase this. Like all of these additional colors, I don't need, and I need a bit more space to differentiate them. There we go. Yeah, okay. So these are the four contestants that we have right now. Oh, let me see if I can fit them so you can actually see them. Oh, I can do something else. Yeah, there we go. So that way you can see all like the images up close, right? So now we're going to go with votes. So which image do you like the most? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Please vote now. Oh. I'm gonna go for water. So please think of which image you like the most and vote right there on the comments. Just you can write the number or send it privately to me. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go for some water because I'm hella thirsty. Be right back. Okie doke. I'm back, guys. What do you guys think? Which one should we go for? Oh my god, they're all so good. Thank you. Still leaning towards number 3 though, but I won't be mad if you choose number 2. Okay, so your vote goes for number 3, right? Is that right? Okay, number 3 has 1 vote. For me, I think I already know which ones I want. I want number 3 because it's dark as hell, but I'm really curious to see what number 2 looks like. I'm also curious. I'm curious about all of them. I like the idea of dragons being kind of these worms at the beginning, and also like that would make sense of why they call them like worms when they have no arms, but also kind of just the legs. So yeah, I like that. I like number 3 as well. Oh, it's super goth. I know. It's so dark, right? I really like it. All of this subject is like super goth and dark and kind of emo. Okay. So I'm guessing if no one else votes, then your choice is gonna win. But let's leave it, let's wait like 30 more seconds, see if someone else puts in their vote or not. Because I already know, like, I'm gonna throw 2 votes either way. Like, it's just gonna happen either way. This is interesting. Which 2 do you think I'm gonna vote for? Danny? Let's see, I'm gonna stop, there we go. So I'm gonna vote, and you tell me which ones I voted for. You want to say number 2? Okay. And the other one? Cause surprise! My votes go for number 3 and number 4. Chan chan chan. Yeah, number 2 is pretty different, but the only thing that I'm afraid is that it's not as readable. So, like from afar, if I zoom out, which is pretty important for an image, like if I zoom out, I still know exactly what number 3 and number 4 are about. You know, like I get that from just these basic colors. Number 2 is a bit confusing. Does that make sense? Like it just looks like an egg and dark, and I don't really know what's going on, even if it's a really cool image and I kind of like it. And that also happens with number 1. Like it's a bit confusing of what's going on. So that's why I choose these two. And I tend to leave these decisions to just readability and very basic stuff, because it's just if I guide myself on a whim on what I actually want and stuff like that, I tend to choose wrongly, you know? Like I don't like that much responsibility. So yeah, I guess I think we have a winner then. Let's just choose number 3 and that's it. Woo! We have a winner. So we're just gonna work on that on our next session. Yeah, number 3. Yes, yes, yes. We have number 3 as a winner. Woohoo! Woohoo! Okay, so I'm gonna work on number 3 next time. So it's gonna be next Monday, and I promise I'm gonna be on time next Monday. So it's the usual 7 to 8. Okay, and I'll see you on Wednesday as well. So yeah, thank you for being here. Just like a real election. Yeah, exactly. Like no one else is voting because it's so freaking late. But thank you for being here. This is really cool and it helps me a lot and it keeps me moving forward. So yeah, and I'm also excited. I really think this is a strong image. I'm really curious of how it's gonna look um like finished and more advanced. So yeah, full insomnia. I hope you get some sleep. And thank you guys for being here. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. It helps me a lot on YouTube as well. And yeah, if you want to be mentored, join me on Patreon. And if you just want a bit more insights into my life, join me on Patreon as well. We have tiers from $1 all the way to 25. And also Instagram is really active and I keep on posting stuff. Um, and I let everyone know when I'm going to stream on Instagram. So, yeah, thank you guys for being here. It helps me a lot. I'm sorry for being late again, but see you next time. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.